Will you be my queen?
Congratulations on the engagement, Mal. We know that you and Ben will live happily ever after, and you will be an amazing queen. We're so glad you insisted on being the queen of both Auradon and the Isle of the Lost.
I've learned that you can't live in fear.
Thanks for getting rid of the barrier forever. It really is the best decision. But we have so many questions about what happens next.
Welcome to Auradon.
Descendants 3 was an epic finale to the story of the VKs, but haven't you wondered what would happen next? Keep watching to find out. Descendants 3 finally aired, and it was epic. We got to meet Mal's dad, Hades. Mal and Ben decided to open the barrier forever.
It's time for forgiveness. It's time for new beginnings.
Uma and her gang are now friends with the Core Four. Old love stories continued and new love stories blossomed. The movies may be over, but we can still imagine what would happen if there were ever a fourth Descendants.
Do you think that they miss us?
We have a lot of unanswered questions, and we got really attached to the new characters. The new VKs. Descendants 4 would probably follow the new VKs. The original group of Auradon students are just about done with school. After all, they weren't living in the dorms anymore, so we would get to see a lot more of Celia, Dizzy, and the twins. Dizzy and Celia would become BFFs.
What's up?
They would take on the role of helping the rest of the kids from the Isle adjust. Dizzy would be really popular at school because of her mad beautician skills. Celia would probably get into some trouble for various money-making schemes.
The cards never lie.
Squeaky and Squirmy are going to do really well now that they can see their dad regularly. They'll become more confident and outgoing as they get older. Auradon Prep is going to get a lot bigger. There are a lot of kids on the Isle who want to study there. It's going to take some getting used to, but we know that Fairy Godmother can handle it. Wedding bells. The royal wedding will be the biggest event Auradon has ever seen. Ben proposed to Mal at the beginning of Descendants 3. We're so glad she accepted.
Yes!
Evie is going to design the most gorgeous wedding dress ever for her bestie. Dizzy will do her hair and makeup. Mal's bridesmaids will be Evie, Uma, and Jane. Ben's groomsmen will be Jay, Carlos, and Doug. Now that Mal is back to having a relationship with her dad,
Am I invited to the wedding?
Hades will be able to walk her down the aisle. Fairy Godmother will perform the wedding, of course. It will be beautiful. But because Mal is still a VK, it won't be a boring, stuffy wedding. It will be tons of fun with lots of music and dancing. Love is in the air. Auradon is just full of awesome love stories. Evie and Doug finally said the L word. They realize that they are in true love since she was able to break the sleeping spell with a kiss. Evie is going to be really busy with her fashion business.
Okay, so I've only done about 1,000 sketches of your wedding dress.
But she'll find plenty of time for Doug. Doug will definitely propose to her at some point. They just have to be together. Carlos and Jane are basically the cutest couple ever. They both have big plans. Carlos wants to go to college to be a vet, and Jane is so smart she'll definitely be studying something cool. These two will continue to date through school. And what about the new love story? Harry Hook is a shameless flirt,
So she's definitely taken.
but he really just wants someone to love. At the end of Descendants 3, he and Audrey have a moment. We're glad that Audrey has finally moved on from Ben, and Chad was never a good option. She needed someone just as tough as she is. Harry and Audrey will become a couple, and we totally ship it. New friendships. Jay and Gil totally hit it off. They're planning on traveling the world for a year.
Jungles or icebergs?
Both?
We'll get to see some of their adventures, but they'll come back for Mal and Ben's wedding, of course. Uma and Mal will continue to be really great friends. They'll still fight sometimes because they're getting used to each other. Uma will work hard to help all of the kids from the Isle succeed in Auradon. She'll become one of Mal and Ben's closest royal advisors.
I always knew you'd be part of the solution.
The villains. Descendants 3 left us with some huge questions about the fate of the villains. The barrier is now open forever, and this is a good sign for all the VKs. But this also means that the original villains now have access to magic and Auradon. Ben and Mal are going to have to do something about that. Some of the villains will find redemption and become good, and Hades is definitely one of them.
I'm sure you two will be very happy together.
He just wants his job as god of the underworld back. Jafar, Smee, and Dr. Facilier are also going to be okay. They love their kids more than anything, so they won't mess up their chance to be a part of their lives. But some of the villains are really rotten to the core. Maleficent is going to have to remain under lockdown. Cruella de Vil needs to stay far away from dogs and animals alike.
His mom is Cruella de Vil!
We're sure that Mal and Ben are up to the challenge of dealing with the villains. We really hope the Isle gets cleaned up. Now that they can get to Auradon and back, they'll be able to have more money. They can have fresh fruits and vegetables. Hopefully the Isle of the Lost will become a nice place to live. Do you agree with all of our theories? What else do you think would happen if there were a Descendants 4? Let us know your theories in the comments. Thanks for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to The Things. We'll catch you later.